Hey, we have slowly started getting news about the new dungeon, so let's talk about it. Hello everyone, this is Shinobi, once again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. So you must have seen in my YouTube channel community tab the information about the new bosses, about the new dungeon, and also some information about the new kind of equipment that we are going to get. So we will be talking about that in this video, also about what kind of heroes I am expecting to use in this new dungeon. So before we move ahead with that, let me give you a small disclaimer. I have not yet tested the dungeon. We do not know the entire information about the dungeon, so we will have to wait for the actual dungeon to come through, actual patch to come through, before we can finalize on anything about what we are going to get or what kind of heroes we are going to use. So this is just purely speculation. So if you're okay with watching my speculation, let's go ahead and talk about it. Just a second before we move ahead with the video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please smash that subscribe button. Hit that like button, and of course, do not forget to comment on my video. It's very important. I reply to all of your comments. So please do comment on my video so I can know what you are thinking about my videos and also about the information that I'm providing you. So as you can see in the community tab of my YouTube channel, I have provided some information about the bosses that are going to come through with the new dungeon. So the dungeon is going to be having 4 different sectors, okay, 4 different areas. 3 of them will be occupied by an affinity boss, water, wood, and fire, and 1 of them would be occupied by a mixed boss. He will be having all the 3 affinities on him. So these bosses are going to have different kind of abilities. Of course, the mixed one will be showing the ability based on what you're facing. But if you're facing water, if you're facing fire, if you're facing wood, that's what you're going to that's what their abilities are going to be. So all the 3 bosses are unique in their abilities, in their skills. At the same time, they do have a generic skill as well, a couple of generic skills. So all the bosses can gain a counterattack at the start of the battle. So that is at the start of the battle, okay? They will be gaining a counterattack, but that is, we still don't know if it is going to be 100% thing, or is it going to be just a chance for them to gain a counterattack at the start of the battle. But thankfully, I hope that it is only for a couple of turns or for 1 turn. I hope it is not permanently. If it is a permanent counterattack, then it's going to be terrible. And I hope that it gets off after the first round or the second round. We are trying to create a team that will be like farming it consistently. So having a counterattack there simply based on RNG is going to be a big pain to cross, and that will be like, that will be making it very difficult for us to farm it consistently. But farming these dungeons are going to be really, really important for us when it comes to PvE and as well as for PvP. Also, the boss will be having a general skill of applying bombs. So they are going to apply bombs on us. So maybe we might have to, hopefully these bombs are going to be a removable kind of bomb. So we can use some cleansers over there. Black Horn is going to be really crucial out there, right? And the wood boss, he's going to stop your healing. I don't know if that is an aura skill or is it going to be something like a debuff placed on us. If it is going to be an aura skill, then it's going to suck. It's going to be really bad. Okay, if it is just a debuff, then we can cleanse it. That's not a problem, okay? But if it is going to be an aura in which he's going to stop our healing by 100%, no, please don't do that, Ace. I hope it's not that. But I think it may be that. Right? I don't want the boss to stop our healing 100% by his aura. I would prefer that as a debuff, which we can remove, and it's not an unremovable debuff, hopefully. And he is also going to convert his defense into attack, which is again a problem. If he's going to convert his defense into attack at the start of the round, well, if he does that at the start of the round and his defense is 0, will that count his defense as 0? If it counts his defense as 0, that's good for us. But at the same time, he's going to hit us really hard. But if it is not going to count that as 0, then obviously it's going to be like a big problem for us. But that means that he's just going to do a lot of damage on us. The water hero over there, he is going to freeze you if you do not have enough buffs. And that's why I said Muriel. Right? So Muriel is wood hero, and she is built for the water dungeon. Okay, she's built for water dungeon because if you do not have enough buff, then obviously you're going to have problem. I think like Fianna is also going to be good over here because she has got this skill of increasing her own the duration of her buffs on her. So any hero who can increase the duration of the buffs or who can place multiple buffs is going to be really, really cool at the water dungeon. In the wood boss, it's obviously going to be someone who can, tank him up. So there are very few fire heroes who can do that, because in wood, you obviously want to have fire heroes. Who can you use other than Garrel? If you're trying to use someone like Valeria, she's going to die. So you will need someone like Garrel, someone like Clarence, someone who would be Rosalie. Yeah, Rosalie, she can also do that. I think like it's going to be very crucial for us. We have to treat that wood boss similar to that of Tulpa. So we will be using the same kind of people over there in order to, beat the wood boss. As far as water boss is concerned, yeah, Muriel would be very, very important. Muriel and Light Windstrex, the Sacred Windstrex, these two are going to be really important. The best thing is that we can use 5 heroes here. Because we are going to use 5 heroes, it's going to be really good for us. We can have 2 support heroes now and 3 DPS, or maybe 3 support and 2 DPS. That's going to be really crucial over here, okay? It's not like 4 heroes where you have to juggle between how many DPS can be there or how many support can be there. You can now have more people. So in water, we have to be, and I think like in water, Muriel is going to shine very well. I'm glad that I got Muriel, but at the same time, I'm going to be pretty sad for people who do not have those heroes who can place multiple buffs or can increase the buff duration. This dungeon is going to be a pain. Okay, if you do not have buff, you're just going to get frozen again and again and again. I hope that this freeze ability is on a cooldown and is not for every round. If it is going to be for every round, that's going to be a pain. If it is on a cooldown, then we just have to switch between the skills. Right, as far as the fire dungeon is concerned, he's going to convert his HP into damage. So he's just going to get it buff. And I think he's probably going to do that every round. He's also going to get a crit up every round. And that means that he's going to get a buff, kind of a buff that will stack up to deal true damage on you. So he's going to increase the damage in the sense that he's going to deal true damage on you. And depending upon the number of stacks he has got as crit up. So the fire dungeon requires us to have someone like Grayson who can remove the buff, and that's why Grayson was brought in. Okay, you had those who did Grayson's matrix will be able to do the fire dungeon much more easier because he has got this aura. He's got this trait in which he can remove the buff of the enemy every round, one single buff. So this boss, he's going to gain a crit rate up, and I think it's going to be a removable kind of buff. That is 1 stack each, so he's just going to remove it every round. So the fire boss is not going to get this crit rate up. That's what I think it is. I hope it is a removable kind of buff that can be removed by Grayson, and then Grayson would be able to help you out with it. I do not have Grayson. I did not do the matrix event, okay? So I do not have Grayson, and so I will not be able to do that. So I will have to rely on someone who can remove buffs on every round. And the best one would have been Rachel or Edicris, but both of them are wood heroes, unfortunately. So I will have to find someone else to do that. Okay, so I'll have to remove his buffs to beat the fire dungeon. But along with these dungeons, we also have got a little bit of information about what we are going to get as the gear. Okay, as the gear, and also some material on them. So let's talk about that as well. So they dropped this information in Facebook, okay? In their Facebook page, they dropped this information in which they are showing 3 different drop details, where one is a book and the other is a chalice and the third is a shield. And they also have artifact belongs to the faction kind of thing out there. So what they said is that each of the faction will have their own unique gear pieces. And we can see from this image over here that there are 3 extra gear slots. Okay, so we usually had 6 of them. Now we have got 3 extra gear slots. So that means every single faction will have the hero that is belonging to a specific faction will have to find 3 pieces of gear, 3 different pieces of gear for that specific faction. Okay, so from the first image, I do not know if all the 3 image means that it are 3 different kind of gear pieces. No, I don't know. It may be that only the shield is the gear piece, the other chalice is some kind of other material, and the third book is some kind of other material. Because initially when they told us about this new dungeon, they said you're going to get gear and you're also going to get some hero upgrade material. So I'm thinking the book and the chalice may be some kind of material that is going to help you in improving or upgrading your hero, and the gear is going to, and the shield is going to be some kind of a gear, the 3 different kind of gear pieces that is going to help you in gearing up your faction, your hero. But because these gear pieces are going to be based on faction, that means the amount of farming that you have to do is going to be tremendous. You have 10 different kind of factions. Okay, 10 different kind of factions, and each of the faction have got so many heroes on them, and each of those heroes require 3 pieces of gear. Of course, you're not going to use every single one of those heroes. No, you're not going to use every single one. But whichever faction the hero that you're going to use belongs to will require 3 pieces of gear. And you want them to have the best of the gear by farming higher up, right? So it's going to be a tremendous exercise, okay? It's going to require them to give us better drops. I hope the drop rates are better, otherwise it's going to be horrible. Right? Trying to find the right piece of gear piece for each and every hero of ours, and also find the right kind of material, because this book is also showing a faction symbol on it. I don't see anything on the chalice, but the book is certainly showing a faction symbol on it. So that, what does that mean? That would mean that that specific book is going to be used only for that specific faction. So every single material, if it is going to be based on faction, then we need more drops of it. Otherwise it's going to be taking a huge amount of time to gear up and to upgrade one single hero. That's what I want to tell. Okay, and I hope Ace is going to give us good drops off there, and I hope that it is not going to be very, very difficult, because I'm really scared about, I'm really worried about the number of floors that are there, and I hope we do not get stuck up like in Faction War, like you get stuck at 9 and 10 and you don't progress from there until you have developed your hero, you have ascended them, given them much better gear, you make your heroes A5, and then only you are able to go above 10. So we shouldn't be stuck there like that. Okay, we shouldn't be stuck in the sense that we do not have good gear with us. So I just hope that they give us that they've fine-tuned it, or they have tuned it in such a way that we will be able to reach at least 12 without having to do a lot of work on our heroes. Yeah, you do need some good gear on them. Obviously, you do need some good gear to finish off these dungeons. I don't deny that fact, but I hope that we do not get stuck. But at the same time, I hope that we are also getting some good pieces at the lower floors, which we can use to gear our heroes and also improve their performance, and then be able to progress further. It is going to be exciting. At the same time, I'm also a little bit apprehensive about how they are going to implement it. I hope it's going to be good enough. I hope it's going to be easy. Fingers crossed. Okay, it's going to be. You do need some kind of a difficulty on it. It shouldn't be like you breeze through it. You have to work for it. But at the same time, it should not be like no matter how much you work on it, you're not going to cross it. No, it should not be like that. I hope that's what it is going to be. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about it. What do you guys think about these materials that is going to come through for us? I'm not really sure about everything, because they have not given us all the information on the gear pieces or on what the book means or what the chalice means. I hope that they give us more information in the coming days, and I hope this will improve our heroes. And yeah, again, we need to put 3 pieces of gear on all our heroes based on the faction. So I hope we have got enough, they give us enough material to farm, and it is that the energy or the bread that is required to farm these dungeons are also available in game. So it's going to be a lot of things that we have to manage, and this is going to be a very, very important place for us to farm. Okay, those 3 pieces of gear is going to change your hero completely, be it PvE, be it PvP. If you're not able to get those pieces, then you're done for. You will never be able to beat another person in the arena. So I just hope that we are able to do that. Okay, I want to do that. I want to be able to farm it, and I hope that the material that is required to farm these things are easily and readily available. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts in the comment. Please do like my videos and subscribe to my channel. So until next time, peace, love, and blessings to all of you. Bye.